Greetings, this is Queen at the Earth Lodge with Earth Speaks, and we are still continuing on with coronavirus lessons, because there's a big lesson around racism, separation, the old worn out paradigm that we're separated by our skin has come up full force to the surface. And this is nothing new. I just want to make that clear from my own perspective. This is nothing new. This has been happening underneath our noses, underneath our feet for a long time. It's just now that we are in a place where we can see, we can hear, we can pay attention, and we are more in tune with what's happening around us. Due to what we're experiencing in this pandemic, it has made us hyper vigilant to how we connect with humanity, what is okay and what is not okay. So this is an activation to recycle the old ways of separation that are no longer necessary. They are no longer required. At some point they must have been required because they happened. We go back to cause and effect. We go back to the Hermetic principles. We go back to the laws of Tahuti. We can go all the way back. That for every cause there is definitely an effect. So this effect needs to be directed towards the root cause. So you don't ever want to weed eat something. Just kind of mow it down at the surface, because it's guaranteed to grow back. And even all of the struggle, with all the struggle that we've had as humans and as black humans, this root is still fruiting. So we've got to pluck it. We've got to pluck it. So I love it that when I hear people say we're at war, we've been at war. This is not new. We've just been activated to do something about it in a way that it doesn't need to resurface, and that it is pulled out at the root. Activation. We have been activated to do something. And this is one of the things that really prompted this video. I heard people say, well, I feel guilty because I'm not out there. There are so many ways you can be out there, and by foot is just one of them, and that's a necessary way. But there's also another layer that you can get into quickly right where you are, because your guilt is not going to help us recycle the energy. It's only going to perpetuate it. So if you cannot make it out to the places where these protests are happening, where uprisings are happening, where change is happening on a ground level, go to the 99-cent store, get a candle, light it, set the intention on there. I'm going to give you a directive for unity, for peace, for harmony, for protection on the globe. On the globe. Right now, the face of injustice is black. There have been times where the face of injustice was brown, or the face of injustice was yellow. We, as human beings, for some reason, we need to continue to recycle the wheels of injustice, or the wheels of violence, I should say, because it still goes back to cause and effect. The wheels of violence. So the wheels of violence are slowly, even though there's violence happening in the street, it's directed violence. And the violence is coming towards people that are coming out for peace, equanimity, and justice. So it is directed towards planetary equanimity, planetary peace, remembering that when you look at your black sisters and brothers, that you are looking at yourself. There is no separation. There is no hierarchy of people. We are all connected in some way. Yes, we are all very different, but we are all connected in some way. So it is time for everybody to wake up. White people, brown people, yellow people, red people, black people, all people to wake up. And we need everybody to participate in some way, especially those of us that don't walk around in black skin. We need you to participate in some way. And if you are afraid, you feel like you don't know what to do, like you just feel helpless, like you can't help, you can get on that get on the realm of spirit. The realm of spirit is necessary. It's very necessary, because during all the protests and movements, when we're marching, we forget that when we're marching and protesting, we're tapping on the earth, and the earth hears our cry. And it is not just our marching and protesting that happens, but it's those spiritual, elemental beings that are rising up to help us. We're not doing this alone, and we should not have to do this alone. So I need everybody of all races to do something. Do something. And one directive is for you to get a candle, light it up, put the intentions on there, hold the intentions with us for peace, equanimity, balance, justice, and harmony, and safety, and protection in this moment. Because at some point we should need to incorporate safety and protection for black people. It should just be a given. It should be a given. Because we're all human, and we all, by birthright, deserve safety and protection. And so there's different layers. Right now there's a blending of humanity. This barbarism of patriarchy, and sometimes in the matriarchy, has been perpetuated in a way that is no longer acceptable. No longer acceptable. And the fires that are burning around the globe is a process of alchemy. It's not just burning down a building, it's burning down an entity, a root. It's burning down a system that has perpetuated violence against black people since we hit the shores. Okay, so we're not dealing with people in the totality. We are dealing with an energy that has been fed and fed and has grown so big that it's permeated all over the planet. So we have to work on multiple levels. We got to get on the spiritual level and work. We've got to get on the physical level and work, because we are both spirit and flesh. So we need warriors on both levels. So shine up, oil up your swords, oil up your pots. If you are someone that has an altar or a spiritual pot, oil it, anoint it, make an offering to it, and trust that what you do is permeating around the globe. It is just as effective as protesting. They need to come together, because we're not just dealing with, once again, I need to repeat this, we're not just dealing with the physical entity here. It has become a beast that you cannot see, and it operates on its own. If you don't know the Willie Lynch letter, read it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Something that just activates itself on its own after it's been perpetuated and embedded in the psyche of humanity. So get your altars fired up. I don't care what religion you are, Buddhist, Christian, anoint the cross, anoint the Buddha, anoint your Gohonson, whatever you have, anoint it. And send energy out to the people that are on the front lines for protection and peace and justice, and also send some of that energy down into the earthly plane, down into the core, up into the cosmos, because we want to pull this root out forever, recycle it, burn it, because we no longer require this. We do not want our children to have to step into this muck that has been going on for over 600 years or more. So you got your assignment now. And if you don't have a spiritual practice, go to the 99-cent store, get you a candle, may actually get 7 candles, fire them all up, write the intentions on them that are to uplift humanity, to protect those that are on the front line, and to pull out that beast of a root forever. Ashe is done. To learn more about us, go to www.earthlifecenter.org. We're doing our work over here. We're holding space and creating sanctuary for our community in a way that we can heal through the times, specifically from times like this. So don't forget to make a donation to us. A donation of any amount is definitely welcome. Don't forget to do something absolutely wonderful for the earth, because remember, the earth is our only ally at this point. The spirit of the earth is our only ally at this point. No two-legged is going to make any decision that's going to make an impact on this planet. Right now, we need to appeal to Mama Earth, to her water, to her air, to her earth, to her fire in our belly, okay, the fire in her core. That's where we do. And make your offerings. We've talked about this before. Doesn't matter what tradition you're from. Get an apple, do a dance, create a song, hug a tree, and ask for that tree to tell the other trees to help us to rise up. That's the true rise up. That's what rising up is about. To call those allies to support us in a way that we can actually fly above this and recycle this energy once and for all so that the children can live. Blessings, ashe, and let's make it happen now.